Welcome back to Trend Guards, where we deliver accurate, verified, and well-sourced news on the latest AI industry trends. According to verified industry data, Grokbot has seen an absolute explosion in adoption over the last year and a half. In this explainer, we are going to analytically audit exactly what happened, look at the confirmed facts driving this massive surge, and explain why it matters to your tech stack. All right, let's dive right in.
We're talking about a truly staggering jump here. Data from both LinkedIn and ClickVision confirms that back in January of 2025, Grok sat at just 1.6% market share among daily US chatbot users. But fast forward to August 2026, and that number has surged to 17.8% in just 18 months. To put that into perspective, we are looking at roughly 117 million monthly active users by mid-2026. This isn't just a minor blip, it's a fundamental shift in the AI landscape, officially making Grok the third most used AI assistant globally.
You know, it's one thing to have a bunch of casual users, but enterprise integration? That's where the real industry weight lies. A report by Netscope confirms that enterprise adoption of Grok surged from a mere 2.6% before their latest updates, all the way up to 29% today. That means nearly a third of enterprises now have Grok running somewhere in their tech stack. Analysts note that this level of corporate integration has completely shifted revenue projections, with estimates now pointing to a massive $2 billion for 2026. The absolute confirmed takeaway here is that big businesses are aggressively buying into this ecosystem.
Okay, moving past the marketing jargon, what actually is this thing? As documented by X.AI and VentureBeat, the core differentiator here is something called computer use. Grokbot isn't just a standard API caller, it uses persistent cloud-based computers. This means your agents, actually, let's just call them bots, that's what they are, can sign into real applications like Gmail or legacy enterprise software and operate them 24/7. They literally click buttons, fill out forms, and navigate user interfaces exactly the way you or I would. It effectively bridges the gap between modern AI and older, stubborn software that was never built for APIs.
And this explains why it's catching on like wildfire. The barrier to entry is ridiculously low. Verified documentation from platforms like Cursor and Composio confirms that you can get a functional automated setup running in just 5 straightforward steps. The whole shebang takes about 20 minutes. You check your access tier, install the desktop app, create and name your bot, connect your plugins, and then just teach it the task using everyday natural language. No coding required whatsoever. You can even just do the task yourself once to show it, and it learns the workflow autonomously.
So what are teams actually doing with this? We're seeing verified field reports of users automating highly manual, tedious tasks. For instance, teams are building automated Google Calendar meeting summarizers. The bot looks at your upcoming meetings, cross-references the attendees with LinkedIn data, and whips up a one-page briefing document in minutes rather than hours. Others have automated their Salesforce pipelines. The bot monitors incoming leads, qualifies them, and even drafts the outreach. We're also seeing these wild multi-agent setups where one bot researches, another writes, and a third hits publish. It's taking your manual daily operations and just putting them on autopilot.
But hey, let's stay objective. Prominent AI practitioner Nate Herkelman grounds this discussion perfectly. He says he runs his bots with no loyalty to one single tool. He notes that he uses Claude code when he needs to build a workflow from a spec, but leverages Grokbot for other tasks. I love this because it highlights a mature, analytical approach. Grokbot is an incredibly powerful tool in your toolbox, for sure, but it is not a magical replacement for all software engineering.
When we step back and look at the whole industry landscape, a very clear picture emerges. While Grokbot absolutely wins on out-of-the-box ease and persistence for cross-app workflows, it's not the only game in town. Claude Code remains structurally superior for developers who need deep coding tasks executed via terminal integration. Then you have ChatGPT Work, which is highly deliverable focused and the obvious choice if you're already locked into the OpenAI ecosystem. Finally, OpenClaw is the go-to for absolute flexibility and maximum customization, though it's going to demand way more setup time. Basically, if you want to get running fast, Grokbot takes the lead. If you want deep, sandboxed coding, you need to look elsewhere.
All right, now for the catch. And it is a major one. Despite the explosive growth, there is a severe architectural vulnerability that enterprise CTOs must be explicitly aware of before even thinking about deployment. As reported by 4geeks.com, drawing directly from Grok's own documentation, the shared cloud computer model means your bots are not isolated from one another. They share one browser session, one set of logins, and one underlying file system. Think about that for a second. If you have a sales bot logged into your CRM and an HR bot logged into your employee database, they exist in the exact same highly privileged security context. If one bot hallucinates or gets hit with a malicious prompt, it theoretically has operating system level access to the other bot's open apps. Grok's documentation explicitly warns against treating separate bots as a security boundary. Because there is no true security sandbox here, you have to be highly strategic about how you deploy this. Safe deployments are going to be your read-only or low-risk workflows, things like market research curation, tracking public LinkedIn activity, or summarizing public data. On the flip side, risky deployments, which you should absolutely avoid connecting Grokbot to, include sensitive, compliance-bound environments like corporate banking portals, employee HR databases, or production healthcare systems. For regulated industries, this shared cloud model is likely going to hit a brick wall when it comes to strict compliance requirements.
Furthermore, we have to talk about the financial reality. At a steep monthly cost ranging from $120 to $200, this isn't just a casual, fun purchase for most people. Teams have to rigorously calculate the return on investment. If the platform genuinely saves you 10 hours of manual administrative work a week, well, the ROI is mathematically a no-brainer. But if it's only saving you 30 minutes a week, you really have to weigh that against the high subscription tier required to keep these agents running.
So as you evaluate this platform for your own operations, you're left with a really critical question. Is the shared cloud computer security model an acceptable trade-off for the rapid setup and persistent automation it provides, or is it a total deal-breaker for your compliance stack? Grokbot has undeniably proven its value with 117 million users and real, verified enterprise workflows. But accuracy and security matter way more than hype. You have to weigh those massive efficiency gains against the stark realities of its unisolated architecture. Is the risk worth the reward for your team? Let me know what you think. That is the verified data on Grokbot. Thank you for joining me for this explainer, and stay tuned for more well-sourced, fact-first AI analysis right here on Trend Guards.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. It really helps the channel grow. See you in the next video.